Okay, so I'm going to talk about this class and what I've learned and how I've grown from it. So, this class was children at risk, youth at risk, and pretty much the whole entire semester we talked about the effects of children being at risk. So, we learned about poverty, hunger, homelessness, stress from being at risk. We talked about them in school and about how different races have different problems. So, like, Latinos have the highest dropout rate, that Native Americans have a very high suicidal rate, and that African Americans struggle with black on black violence. That's how most of them die, actually. We also talked about bullying and suicide and how that continues to be an issue for children and youth today, especially with the LGBTQ community and also transgendered, which is part of that community as well. One thing that I learned that was really interesting to me was the modular that we did on sex trafficking. I didn't know that it was like so great here. You think about it happening in other countries. You don't really think about it happening here in the U.S. and it happens a lot more often than we think. And the fact that the girls are kind of treated as criminals and how they don't have a safe place to go is really sad. And I hate that there's not enough funding for them to provide them with an actual home or an actual like safe house, because once they get out of prison or whatever, they're back with like their pimp, or they're back on the streets, or they just run away again. And it would be nice for them to have kind of like a safe house or like somewhere for them to go after that happens, instead of just going into the juvenile system. And I also liked how, well, I'm a social work major, and I kind of liked how all of our classes this semester went so hand in hand with each other. For one of my classes, for social work practice, actually, we wrote a paper on single African American women living in poverty, and one of our sections were about the children of the single mothers and how they are affected long term from being in a single parent household. And it was very similar to what children at risk have to deal with. They have stress in school, they have cognitive delays, they have malnutrition, they're not getting adequate food or adequate good food, fruits and vegetables and all of that stuff, because it's expensive. And doctor checkups aren't as important because of money, or because there isn't enough time, because some single women are working multiple jobs to make ends meet. So dentist is not an option. Routine yearly checkups are not an option because they just don't have the money for it. And so seeing that they really are children at risk, I thought was very informative for me and the people in our class, to see that people everywhere kind of are struggling with the same stuff, just in a different way, if that makes sense. And also from this class this semester and my other classes, I said in my first video that I wanted to be a licensed clinical social worker, but I think now I really want to go back to graduate school. Maybe do social work, maybe do like political science or communications, public relations maybe. And I really want to become a lobbyist. I really want to make a change, and instead of making a change in one area with one population, I want to focus that change on everybody. And I think that's the best way to do it, is to become a lobbyist and lobby and make change, because I'm always complaining about stuff that's going on and I'm not doing anything about it. So I really do want to do that, and I feel really passionate about it. And I feel like that's something that I want to do. So yeah, I'm happy that this semester and this class made me learn about what I want to do now, and I'm actually passionate about it. And I'm really excited for the future, and I'm happy that this semester is over, and I hope that everyone has a good winter break. I know I will. Thanks.